I have an embarrassing confession to make. I can't believe I'm saying this publicly. I am addicted to AI. I I am so hooked. I'm going to talk more about that, but I think that this is a problem for some of my clients as well, which is why I wanted to talk about it with all of you. I keep seeing pictures of what people are doing and how they're talking to AI instead of talking to their kids or talking to their partners, or not in replacement of, but like the time when you have to spend with your family, you're spending with AI instead and having conversations and chatting, and it's getting a little bit out of control. And speaking from my own personal experience, there have been so many times. So I recently started learning Claude Code and Claude Cowork, and I am obsessed. I genuinely think that this is the very best thing that could happen for people with ADHD, because we don't have the executive functioning to make it through the difficult things, but we have so many ideas. We have so much creativity, and we're so pumped to create new things. Like, there's nothing happier that for a person with ADHD than creating something new and like birthing this new idea that you have. And like, I remember when I, at one point, decided I was going to do drop shipping, because who doesn't want to do drop shipping? And I created a bunch of t-shirts that had life coach phrases on them from the school that I went to. And I was like, this is so fun. And in a matter of a week, I made the brand, I picked the colors, I created the logo, I created the Shopify site, I designed all the shirts, and it was so much freaking fun to like create this thing. And then a few weeks into it being created, I was like, I actually don't want to do this. But I had so much fun creating it. So it died not very short thereafter. But I want to talk about this because I think that it's something that is happening for other people as well. And I want to give you some tips and some actual research on how to handle it. So buckle up, let's go. Before I get too far into this, let me introduce myself. My name is Amber Deibert. I'm a performance coach for enterprise and strategic account executives. I help with mindset and productivity. And I feel like both of those really come into play here. On the mindset side, I've talked about this before. There's so much FOMO that goes on with AI. Everybody else is using AI. They're all using it better than me. And this is the same routine that we've gotten to in the past of like, everybody's social selling and I'm not, and I need to get into this. Or everybody is sending, like using outreach to do their like sequences and I need to do this as well. Like, you name it, whatever technology it is, our brains are always going to find a way to feel like we're missing out and we're behind somehow. And that's not always true. So on the mindset side, AI, I feel like is can have a lot of problems. It's causing a lot of imposter syndrome for people and feeling like I'm behind, other people are doing this better. And yes, 100%, I encourage you to use AI. It's phenomenal. The things that I see some of my clients doing with it, I'm just like, this is incredible. However, on the productivity side, there's a big problem for people like me where I cannot stop thinking about what I want to build in Claude. I can't stop thinking about it. It's so exciting to feel all of my visions and all of my ideas and everything that I've ever wanted to do. I love analysis and strategy and digging in and optimizing and figuring things out. Like, that's why I'm a business owner. It's so freaking fun to have this business where I can experiment and explore and learn and test and grow. But a lot of times with my ADHD, the executive functioning runs out. I don't have the dopamine. And so it's like walking around a house. Thankfully, I don't do any work on my house, but walking around a house where there's a bunch of like half-done projects. That's what it usually looks like. It's like I have all these great ideas and all these visions, but I can't actually execute on them because I don't have the dopamine and motivation to get myself all the way through the cycle. With Claude, now I just come up with the ideas and it does the work. It's amazing. It's so fun. And it's like definitely a roller coaster of emotions. When I was trying to figure out how to set up Claude Code, I kept hearing people talking about using it for marketing. And I was like, oh, that sounds amazing. How do I do that? I want to do that, but I don't know like how to navigate that. And so it's like a roller coaster of emotions. You start out and you're like, oh my gosh, it's working. This is amazing. And then you're like, I have no idea what I'm doing. This is so frustrating. I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so behind. I don't understand what any of these people are talking about. And then you figure it out and you're like, I can't do this. And then you get so exhausted and overwhelmed and you're like, this is horrible. So the roller coaster of emotions is absolutely there. Don't let me make you think that like somehow I just feel amazing all the time and like I never have any problems. 100% of the time I'm like, I am treading in deep water and I don't know where I am and I don't know what's happening here. But I keep pushing forward, which is something that is just a characteristic that I have. I have massive resilience and massive grit, and I have massive stubbornness to just want to figure it out. If somebody else can do it, I feel like I can do it too. So all those things come into play. But then a lot of the boundaries are gone. A lot of the things where it's like, I have to think about this or I have to put this out. I can have Claude do that thinking for me. I can have it make the plan for me. I can have it make the to-do list and go and check everything. All I have to do is give it the ideas. It's so amazing. So another key aspect of this that I want to point out is that using AI is such a hit of dopamine. Raise your hand if you agree. It's such a hit of dopamine. You feel amazing. You feel so good because you're creating and you're checking things off your list and it feels so satisfying and you're optimizing. And I'm obsessed with efficiency and productivity. Like that's what I love most. And now it's finally unlocked for me and my own brain isn't getting in the way of it. All I have to do is activate this brain outside of me and it's accomplishing everything that I ever wanted to do and becoming everything that I ever wanted to be. And I can have an answer right away and I can have validation right away. Like the dopamine that you get from this is so incredible. So a number of times I find myself with a day where I don't have too many meetings. And so I'll just build in Claude. I'll just build and build and build. And I'm so excited and so pumped about what I build. And by the time my kids get home for the day, I am wiped. I'm totally exhausted. I have zero dopamine. I have zero thinking left. I have zero ability. And I'm one of the lucky ones that I have kids that are like a bookend to either side of the day, because if I didn't, I probably would just do this all day long. And I'm seeing more and more stories of people that are doing that. They're working for 12, 16, 18 hours a day, barely sleeping, not eating, not going outside, just building all the time. And I absolutely would be one of those people, except that I have these adorable little humans that come in my door and need my attention. And it's really unfair to them. They get home and I'm toast. I'm brain dead. I've been building and thinking and creating all day and I've used up all of my dopamine and I have nothing left for them. And then you know what the most messed up part is? I'm hanging out with them and I'm thinking, man, I really wish I was building in Claude right now. Man, if I just knocked out that quick thing, maybe I could just have it work in the background. Maybe I could just like set it off. Maybe I could just use Dispatch and I'll just have Claude build some stuff for me while I'm pretending to be present with my kids. Guys, it's so messed up. It's so messed up. And this is when I like every morning was waking up being like, what am I going to build in Claude today? And I would have all these ideas of like, ooh, I should do that. Ooh, I wanted that. And I'd capture all my ideas and then I'd have Claude work with me on building all of them. And I'm really proud of what I've built. It's so fun. But every time I talk to my friends about building, I'm like, yeah, I've spent a lot of time on this. Like I've spent hours and hours and hours building all of this and researching all of this and figuring it all out. And it's working really well. I'm really proud of it. But also like, it's not necessarily something that somebody else could just copy and paste and be able to use right away. So I noticed there was a problem when on my nights, on my weekends, I was just sneaking away with my laptop. I'm the kind of person who never does that. I hate working at night. I'm pretty brain dead. It's not something I want to do. I don't turn on my laptop on the weekends. Like, that's just not the kind of person that I am. And so when I saw myself like sneaking away with my laptop just to build a couple things while my kids were like watching a show or something, I was like, this is a problem. This is a bona fide problem. And we've seen this pattern before, Amber. Fortunately for me, I haven't gotten into substances, so I haven't had any substance abuse, addiction problems, but I absolutely have screen time abuse problems. I am 100% hooked on Instagram. I actually deleted it back in December off my phone, haven't brought it back, and I have had so much more time to myself because I can't really trust myself. I know that I'm going to get in and I'll be like, oh, I'm just going to check it out for a few minutes. And 2 hours later, I'll still be scrolling and have no context of how much time has passed and feel really bad about myself that I spent that time. And so I was like, okay, I know that about myself. I know that I'm the kind of person who has time blindness. I'm not going to know how much time has passed. I'm going to get so enjoyed in it. And I'm going to have all this dopamine flowing. And then I'm going to come out of it and I'm going to feel horrible and feel like I just wasted so much time. So I'm noticing the same pattern. I'm getting hooked on Claude, which, I mean, there are worse things to be hooked on, but this is not the kind of person that I want to be. My kids, first and foremost, are the most important thing to me. A big part of my mission in my life and like what I want to be remembered for is that I changed the trajectory for so many generations after me. I want to leave a solid legacy. And a big part of that for me, I grew up and I was neglected. I didn't have a lot of attention. I didn't have a lot of love, a lot of affection from my parents. And so a big part is I'm trying to rebuild myself into the kind of parent that I wish that I was. And that kind of a parent is not the kind who's screwing around with Claude. That sounds horrible. That's not the kind of parent who's messing around with Claude, like on the side while her kids are distracted and not paying attention. That's the kind of parent I want to be, is a very present parent, a very aware parent, a very empathetic and compassionate and fun parent who's going on adventures with her kids and doing fun things with her kids. And so I recognized that it was out of alignment for me. This is not who I wanted to be. So I want to add some research data in here. I'm going to read this from my email. There's a study made by ActiveTrack. They studied 1,111 companies and over 160,000 employees. And they studied productivity of what happened when before people started using AI and after people started using AI to see if their productivity increased. And do you know what's so fascinating? Pretty much across the board, they found that AI is intensifying work, not lightening it. They found that people who are using AI have spikes in how much they're emailing, how much they're chatting, how much they're using business management tools, and even how much they're working on the weekends. So people who are using AI actually aren't getting, they're not actually lightening their load. They're just getting more work done. Isn't that wild? They're working more and working longer and working harder, but getting more work done. So they found that people who spend too much time in AI are getting diminishing effects. And actually, there's a sweet spot to how much you use AI in your workday. And it's only about 7 to 10% of your work hours. So if you're working a 40-hour week, it's about, or if you're working an 8-hour day, it's about 50 minutes per day that you use AI. That's the sweet spot. They found that people who do that have a productivity rate of 95%, higher than people who are not using AI and higher than people who are using AI as super users, as I would describe myself as. So it's really fascinating because actually using AI means that we're getting more done, but we're also working more. And the people who are getting the most out of their workday and out of AI that have the highest productivity levels are only using it for about an hour every day. Isn't that wild? When I read this, I was like, ooh, girl, you got to slow it down. You got to put some restrictions in place. This is not good for your dopamine. This is not good for your time blindness. This is not good for your kids. It's also not even necessarily good for your productivity. Yes, you're building a lot of things, but are you actually using them, or are you just, it's what I call it is passive action versus massive action. Are you spending tons of time listening to podcasts and reading books and feeling like I'm taking action towards my dreams? Or are you actually putting things out there into the world to test them and experiment with them to see if they work? And that was what a lot of what I was doing, just building in the background, but it wasn't necessarily amounting to more output and more that I was putting into the world. It was just a fun thing for me to build in the background. So given all of this, I want you to just, have a little heart to heart with yourself. Be kind to yourself. We're not judging here. We're just getting curious about what's beneficial for us and what's not beneficial for us. Knowing that the studies say that people who get the highest productivity are the ones who use AI for about an hour every day. Check in with yourself. Are you where you want to be? Are you noticing the same spirals that I'm noticing where you just use up all of your dopamine and you can't stop thinking about what you want to build with AI? I would rather spend my time thinking about what activities I want to go on with my kids, or what thinking about ideas from books that I'm reading. That's what I would rather spend my brain power on, or thinking about date nights with my husband. I'd rather be spending my brain power there than thinking about how can I spend more dopamine building things in AI. And again, I am obsessed with AI. It's so amazing. I'm in love with it. There's no way I'm going to stop using it, but I'm really forcing myself to think about what are the other things outside of this that I need to be doing? When I think about myself as a whole person, what do I need? And for me, it's a lot less sitting at my desk. It's a lot more being outside. It's a lot more movement. It's a lot more connection with people. It's a lot more caring for myself, and not so much just brain dead, staring at the screen, burning my eyeballs out, building things in Claude. So I just wanted to share with you this story of what I'm doing, what the research shows, and how I'm thinking about this. It's going to be an ongoing battle, I'm sure, for many of us, but hopefully this helps bring something to light for you and gives you just a little check-in of where are you? Is it in the helpful range? Is it in the unhelpful range? maybe there's even a stage where you're like, I don't feel that proficient with AI. So maybe there's like an onboarding point where you are spending a lot of time, but then you have a designated stop period where you're like, okay, I've spent 3 weeks with this. I've learned as much as I can. And now I can back it back down. I don't need to be spending as much time as I have before. And ask yourself, is the work that I'm doing in AI passive or massive? Is it kind of work to let me hide and not have to do the scary things that I want to do? And I'm just working in the background feeling like I'm making progress, but actually I'm not putting anything out there into the world? Or is it actually helping me to create more of what I want to create in the world and be more of who I want to be in the world? So I want to put this all out there for you. If you have any thoughts, please feel free to message me. You can come find me on LinkedIn. Just search my name, Amber Deibert. And you can also join my newsletter. I'm going to be talking more about this in my newsletter and talking about specific tips. If you want to join the newsletter, come get on the list at mentalmastery.com. I'll see you there and I'll see you next week.